a spirit of full cooperation and global solidarity. Solidarity with those who are affected most, but also who are with us agents of change. And together as agents of change, with our commitments to justice, equality and peace, we can, I'm sure, sustain our environment and our common future, that of us and of the children here. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Irene, for this last presentation, which was also very useful. I would just like to highlight the major points of Irene's presentation before we go into a 10-minute break so that you can have your coffee and use the restrooms. And also write down the questions that you have now and that you would like us to address after the break. So Irene was highlighting one of the problems that the Climate Change Forum, but also the Gender Forum, are not really related. And we can achieve much more if we bring those two areas together. So it's really up to us to bring ourselves into the climate change discourse. Irene also explained to us the history of the various climate change conference of parties and how gender aspects were gradually more integrated, but still it is not enough. So we have to make sure, or really try to bring gender perspective into the next COP this year in December, or in Copenhagen next year. Then Irene also explained to us other actors that can be very useful for us to take any action, such as Energia, but also the global Gender Alliance for Climate, and also the women in Europe for a Common Future, who can assist us in our advocacy work. And she gave us a list of things to do, such as advocate and appeal with our governments to include gender in the next COP of the Climate Change Convention, but also to ensure that the institutional capacity is strengthened in our countries, and that women's roles and positions throughout the government, but specifically in the delegations to the climate change conference, that women get a say and that women are parts of the delegations. And she asked us to ensure that gender is integrated in the adaptation funds considerations, and that we also look at all the legislative measures and make sure that we take the gender perspective into account there. So many things to do still, but thank you very much, Irene, for highlighting them to us. And as I said, we will have a 10 minutes break now, and then come back together, and you can ask all the questions that you have to our panel members. Thank you.
Okay, I think we approach it in different ways.